Good evening from Seward, Alaska. We're on our way to hopefully go pick up some free fish. Remember that fish weir we showed you the other day in that video? Well, they're giving away 3 fish per person today. Hopefully we're not too late. Somebody posted on Facebook 6 hours ago, so there's a chance it's closed because it's a Sunday afternoon, but we're gonna head up there and check it out. But while we're going up there, we're going to answer a question for you. What has learning how to RV in Alaska done for us?
It seems to make sense to start by talking about boondocking because really all of the other things are related to boondocking. If you're not boondocking, you're not worrying about water conservation or alternative power sources or any of those other things that are pretty common up here. The reality is that all of the best places to go RVing in Alaska are really places where you're going to boondock. Even if you're in a state campground or a national forest campground, you're not going to have the typical amenities that you'll find in an RV park. So unless you're in Anchorage or here in Seward or Homer, somewhere like that, really not going to see electricity hookups, water hookups, sewer, all of that stuff.
So conserving water is a big thing, and we really need to make a dedicated video to conserving water. But if you've been following us, we get creative by pulling water from local creeks or lakes and supplementing that in to our water use that's not sensitive to being potable. We would also really love to have a solar system, but right now we can't justify investing that kind of money into our current motorhome because, yeah, she's older and she's not our dream motorhome, but our dream motorhome is going to have a pretty awesome solar setup.
What we do have is a little bit of an expanded option or arsenal for generating electricity beyond just your house generator. So we do have the 4 kW house generator, but it's really loud, and if the wind is blowing just right, it drafts the exhaust back into the RV, which is not really very pleasant if you're hanging out in our bedroom. So our alternatives, we have basically 2 of them. The first one is a small 2 kW generator. It's the $500 one from Costco, one that you carry around and set up wherever you want. Works great, only uses about 1 gallon for every 8 hours of use, 1 gallon of fuel. So very cost effective. And our second alternative, and this has been really a game changer. It means we don't have the generator running. It's our Goal Zero Yeti. And basically we're able to charge it by running the engine, like when we're driving, or when we're plugged into electricity, it will charge it as well. But basically it allows us to charge all of our electronics. We can charge the computers, the cameras, the telephones. Those are kind of the big things that we need to constantly be plugging into electricity, and it means that we can do it without running the generators. So that has been a huge game changer. Here comes the train. Hello. We've had the Yeti for a little bit over a year, and we have been talking about that this summer we need to do an update or a review. So be watching for that.
Please excuse the panting noise in here. It's not me and it's not her, it's the dogs. It's about probably, well, it's saying 77 here on the car. So it's pretty warm for Seward. The next thing I wanted to talk about is it's almost made a pet peeve out of things. I hate paying to camp because our favorite camping spots in Alaska are free. They're BLM land. So that's why we really enjoyed parts of New Mexico, Arizona, and California, because there's that free BLM land to camp on. So yes, free is a good, fun thing, and we really don't like having to pay to camp. And if we do, it damn well better be an RV park with some hookups.
We're going to finish this discussion in a little bit because we are just pulling up to the fish weir, and we're going to see if they're still open and if we might be able to get some fish today.
Seriously, we missed it again. Not that we can't go out and catch our own, but I was thinking this would be nice to get a few so we could smoke them and can them for you guys. We'll just have to do that smoking and canning video separately with some fish that we already have.
Another thing that we learned kind of out of necessity by living in Alaska and wanting to be able to extend our motorhoming season is how to deal with hot or, up here, really cold temperatures. So temperatures of extreme in the RV. Here it's mostly that we want to be able to go earlier and stay out later, so we have to make it warmer inside. The ways that we've done that in particular have to do with insulation. If you've been watching our videos, you probably have already seen that we use silver Reflectix material in our windows. So way back when we first got the RV, Ben measured and cut out pieces to go in each of our windows. And what this does is either keeps it warmer, keeps the warm temperatures in, or if it's really hot and sunny outside, it keeps the hot temperatures out and makes it so that you're a lot more comfortable regardless of the season. Now, having said that, we've gone down to 7 degrees in the RV. We did have to use heat tape because the water in sewer tanks froze. And so Ben had to go in and put some heat tape to get things to thaw out. And it kind of caught us off guard. It was supposed to be a lot warmer that week than it was. We didn't plan on going down to 7 degrees when we went out in the RV, but it was mid-April, and so not really the biggest surprise. There's lots of other little things you can do too. Like, for example, we have a fleece blanket that we've cut into strips. We do have an older motorhome, it's a 99, and unlike a lot of the new ones where they've put the material in between the regular part of the RV and the pop-out to create a barrier, we don't have that. And so we use the fleece, and once the slide is out, we put it underneath the kitchen part of the slide out so that we don't get drafts from under there. Also helps to keep bugs out during bug season in Alaska. We've also learned to be pretty flexible in terms of connectivity up here. When we first started RVing in Alaska, cell phone service wasn't as good as it is now. But more importantly, we've also better equipped the RV over the years. So now we have a Wilson Electronics LTE cell phone booster, which I will give a little plug here for them. Not only is their product amazing, but their customer service has been phenomenal as well. And lastly, we have 2 different cell phone carriers. So I have Verizon and Ben has AT&T. And not only in Alaska, but in the lower 48, this has really helped us to make sure that no matter where we are, we have connectivity and we can do our jobs and get work done.
And finally, distance. Alaska is the largest state in the U.S., twice the size of Texas. Sorry guys, I know you're proud of your size down there, but we got you beat by 2. Distance is no big deal. People will complain or say that, wow, that's a long drive, 10, 12 hours. Well, to us, that's really not that far of a drive. So it's made us very comfortable with driving long distances into the middle of nowhere. We've actually picked up security and confidence when we're out in the middle of nowhere, because a lot of people will tend to get nervous if they're more than like 20 or 30 miles away from a place with services. And a lot of times we're 100+ miles away from any type of really good town with services.
It is important to note that we try really hard to be as prepared as we possibly can when we go out to areas with no services. So we carry medical supplies with us, extra food, lots of water, so that we're prepared if we get stuck out there for an extended period of time or something happens to one of us. So if you're going to do that, just make sure that you're ready for anything that might happen.
Well, that about wraps up our list of what learning how to RV in Alaska has taught us. We appreciate you watching, and sorry about the dog panting noise. This is real life, and it's hot up here. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends, and most importantly, enjoy the ride.